rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Time to stop hiding. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to rise, rise, rise.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Sandy? Thank you so much for coming on today, and thank you everyone who's watching. We've got Sandy here from the Heart Awakening Revolution, and I can't wait to hear you speak, because every single time you speak, I just end up with the most amazing, delicious energy. It's as if you transported you onto the fifth dimension. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, thanks, darling. That's a lovely introduction. Well, I am a hypnotherapist and trauma release therapist. So I've been doing that for quite a few years now. I was based in Harley Street for a long time, but now, you know, due to current circumstances, I'm working more online. But this whole year has given me the opportunity to go inwards and develop a program for heart healing. So what that means is that I'm working now in a way that's a little bit more advanced, I would say, from the way that I used to work. So I'm still working with the subconscious, but we call it the superconscious now. So connecting in with the superconscious and getting the superconscious to go inside and heal the heart of low vibration emotions. And what that means is healing the heart of those emotions and their memories and belief systems and anything that is holding you back in your life. Because we're moving in, as you know, we're moving into a new paradigm. And to move into that paradigm and to be, you know, totally present and standing in your power, in alignment with heart-centered consciousness, all that stuff has to go. And so what I've done is I've always been putting out that request intention to the universe that there must be an easy way, a non-traumatizing way to help people move from one phase of their life to the other without it being, you know, a year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever. You know, that's the old paradigm. That's the old way of thinking. That's the old belief systems. So what I want to do now is create something that initiates powerful change quickly, effectively, and safely, non-traumatizing. So, yeah.
Gosh, that is fantastic, Sandy. Absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to be working with you too. I'm very excited. I just think the work that you do is so amazing, and I haven't really seen anything like it before. So when I discovered what you do and what you offer people, I was like, wow, I need to get some of this. I need to get some of this energy, and also just your energy as a whole is so calming and so beautiful. So yeah, I think this is absolutely fantastic. And you always talk about leaving the 3D world and going like a fifth dimensional. Can you talk a bit about that and tell people what that is?
Well, that for me is really transitioning from 3D to 5D. We're in 4D right now, so we're in that transition phase where life as we've known it before in the ego state, you know, in materialism, stuck in the old paradigm of being controlled, of I mean, all the, you know, a lot of the women that I work with have kind of being disempowered in a way. That's all changing, you know, and what's happening now is we're literally in the eye of the storm a little bit at the moment. You know, we're things are changing, albeit quite slowly. It's like walking through molasses, isn't it, a bit? But you know, for anything to be birthed, anything new to come into complete fruition, you have to go through that transition phase. And I'm really hearing from a lot of women at the moment, and I'm getting calls, you know, from my website and women just kind of saying, you know, that I just can't go on the way that I have been. You know, my life has to change. I can't stay with my partner that I've been with for 20 years. You know, I need to get rid of this condition. I need to improve my health. I want to, you know, that like they want to make real significant changes. So what that means is that they want to go inside. They want to connect with their hearts. They want to be authentic. They want to live in true alignment with who they are. You know, that they've no more compromising, no more taking second best, no more, you know, having no boundaries, no more feeling guilty about saying no. You know, it's now about really self-love, you know, self-appreciation, self-nurture, self-care, all of those things that we've been taught that were selfish, you know, but they're not. I mean, it's essential that we have that self-love. And so what I've, you know, this sort of done with the Heart Awakening Revolution is to really start talking to the superconscious about the absolute value of being heart-centered and loving ourselves, you know, because what happens is when you talk to the superconscious about elements and components of the heart and instruct, you know, get it to instruct the heart to release those toxic emotions, what's happening is that your heart is saying yes because it knows it's the truth. So once you get that kind of that wonderful combination going on, and the superconscious says, well, I recognize that energy. I recognize that this is what we're here to do. We're here to love ourselves. So healing, in my estimation, shouldn't be that difficult because everything is coming into alignment with the truth.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the truth. So why would there be any kind of problems? You know, you don't have to sit in years of therapy to kind of get to that realization. It is in the, you know, it's in that new paradigm. It's in the fifth dimension. So all we got to do is come into alignment with it.
Oh, wow. That is I've noticed a massive shift in energy right now. The divine feminine, it's like we are awakening. We are untaming. We are becoming unapologetic. We are taking off our shackles and we are saying no more. And it's as if has awakened. I mean, during lockdown, I know so many people who left partnerships that were unhealthy. They realized that we do not have to stand in a low vibrational energy and put up with stuff that we do not have to put up with. It's as if, as a collective, we have realized that this is our chance to speak up, and it's a very spiritual feeling. It's as if all of our ancestors are like pushing us up and like rise, and you know, we see that a lot on Get Ready to Rise and the confidence mentors, that women are now saying, I have this light within, I am going to shine it, I want to be aligned, I want to have my voice, and I want to live my passion with fulfillment. And it's beautiful, and that's why I'm so passionate about what you offer, because it's so aligned with all of our core values. You are a voice for so many women, and you are helping, you're guiding women to self-acceptance, self-love, inner peace, and that is the most beautiful gift. It is the most. I mean, we have to invest. We have to invest in ourselves. We have so many layers that are created by like toxic relationships. It could be in a sexual relationship, or a mother-daughter or father-daughter relationship, or whatever. Our trauma that is put on us. And we're in a cycle where we cannot get out of this cycle. We keep on repeating this trauma. We keep on repeating these relationships. Now it's time to break free. You know, we have this portal right now where we can just invest in ourselves and create a toolkit so strong and love ourselves wholly. And that is why you are an absolute earth angel sent to fix and to heal and to help and to serve. And it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. When did you have that moment, that clarity that this is what you had to do? When you stepped into your life and discovered that this was your superpower and you were born on this planet to shine?
I think, Tash, you know, I've always known since I was a young child that I was here to do something. It was a feeling within me that would never go away. It was a constant through all the things that I went through in my life. That feeling was always there. And I was always wondering, you know, is it this? Is it that? Am I going to, you know, when I became a hypnotherapist, well, is this it? You know, and then I kind of started studying other things. Well, is this it? You know, and I wrote a book about my experiences, and I thought, well, you know, maybe the book will be published and maybe I'll get my message out there in that way. And then it was just like, going forward, but always feeling that there was something that was just not quite right. You know, there were more lessons, there were more things that I needed to glean along the way. There was more wisdom to be had, you know, to be integrated. There was one thing going through those situations, but there was another thing integrating that. Do you know what I mean? Because I would still be in that 3D stuff, you know, I would still be going out with my ex, I would still be drinking, or I would still be doing things that really weren't in my highest and best interest. And I knew what I was doing, but I was almost sort of, I thought the universe wouldn't notice. You know, I had this kind of like, oh, let me just do this, or let me just do that, you know. But when I think the moment that it really changed was when, you know, I went through a couple of pivotal times, and, you know, like in relationships and family stuff, within myself, you know, my own healing process. And I was just like, I am so done. And it's like what you said, you know, you're done of kind of going around and around and around in doing the same thing over and over and over again. I was bored with myself. You know, I was totally bored, and I just thought, I'm done. I'm completely and utterly done. And so, in answer to your question, I would say about a good year ago, that was when I knew that I was going to dedicate my life, my, you know, my professional expertise, my capabilities, my talents, my energy, my time into doing this now. And then life has to fall in behind that, you know, a relationship or whatever it is, family, whatever it is, has to, you know, will be there. Obviously, I've got my commitments and responsibilities, but it comes second to what I'm doing now, because I know I've got a window of opportunity now when I'm really kind of, you know, really focused, and I've got the time and the energy to really move it forward in a way that, you know, and I can't let anything get in the way. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it just feels like now is the time. Don't let anything get in the way. And consequently, so many elements are coming in to support me as well, you know, the ones that we've spoken about. And, you know, I mean, and having you and Sarah there, and all of the, you know, and being a part of the Get Ready to Rise group too. And it's, you know, it's just all coming together. So I, you know, and I always hear your words in my head, just go with the flow. You know, I don't try and push things anymore. I move forward, but I'm not like, you know, when I started my business as a hypnotherapist years ago, I felt like, you know, I had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But now it just, you know, it just flows. It just happens.
And you find that when you're living your true purpose, when you're stepping into your calling and shining out to universe, flow comes, and you don't have to push because you trust divine timing. And like when we've had our calls, because obviously if people don't know, Sandy's on our program over at the Conference Mentors, and you know, it's all about flow. It's all about the divine timing, and it gets delivered to you at the right time, because you are able to cope with it. Then you've learned the lessons, and you are able to deal with it in that moment. And I really go into alignment and energy, and making sure your energy is aligned and aligned with your personal brand, and everything just has this beautiful flow of energy, of light flowing. And I love that word so much. And that has a lot to do with like what we talk about, self-acceptance, and accepting your journey, accepting the lessons, learning from your lessons, not letting your lessons get in the way and not letting them create fear to hold you. Having that courage, that courageous spirit and confidence to push through, which ultimately it all comes down to that connection. But you're offering that. You're offering people to connect within and to really understand and love and heal. So it's really, really important that, and just to trust that you are on your right path. You know when you're on your path. You know when you're in your true calling. Trust it. And when we trust in the now, when we have trust in ourselves, trust in our abilities, magic is created. And that's when you enter the different dimensions, the high vibrational energy, and you attract it. And that's what's amazing. I mean, you are in this amazing high vibe energy that we're very much on too, and you attract it. You no longer attract low vibrational things to happen to you, because they just simply bounce off your light. It's like they can't even get near you because you're up here. You cannot attract this low vibrational energy. It's just like a different radio frequency. It's a different tune. It's so high and so beautiful. And you notice things in life. I mean, yes, you can still be on a high vibrational energy, and bad things can still happen because it's life and they're constantly lessons. You know, you can still be having times that are challenging, but you have the toolkit to bounce back. You have the experience, you have the self-love to not torture yourself in that moment, to not blame yourself in that moment. And that is really amazing.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And you trust yourself as well. You know, you start to create that trust, and you know, and it's true what you said as well. You know, when you allow that light in, when you're high vibing, and you know, that light, it just keeps getting stronger and more powerful. And the more you step into it and the more you allow it, the more you're, you know, I don't know if you believe this or not, but I do, but you know, you upgrade your body. You know, your body kind of starts to get more healthy. I mean, I've noticed that with myself, you know. I just stand in that light now, you know, and I don't let any negativity in. You know, if I go downstairs and they're watching the news, I just walk out the room. You know, I'm just really, you know, I mean, I'm surrounded by, you know, some elements of low vibration stuff, but I feel like now I can really kind of, it just teaches me, it just shows me where I am compared to where I used to be and what used to be okay, you know, and, you know, being dragged into other people's stuff. And I don't think I'd be able to be the therapist that I am and hold space for people if I kind of got dragged in. You know, I feel like now I'm able to, well, that's yours and this is mine. And you know, I think I've really worked hard on myself over the years, you know, to kind of get to this place. So I don't let anything kind of knock me off, really, you know, knock me out of that space, because it's so important, really, you know, because I think I've lived in that 3D, you know, toxicity for so many years and knew it inside out, upside down, and each and every way. You know, I'm not interested. I'm just not. You can keep it.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Totally. It's like, and unfortunately, when you're in that cycle, when you're in that low vibrational cycle, you're just repeating. So you're in a repetitive flow, and it's a very negative one, and it's sad. And the first step to doing that is recognizing. And when I meet a woman who is ready and recognizing that she's in a cycle, when she's recognizing that she's attracting, that is the time to act, because that's the first step. And, you know, we all can have cycles. You know, it's good to try and get a positive cycle and understand it. But if you are sitting there now and thinking, right, I'm recognizing that I am in a situation, or I'm in a space where I am attracting things that are no longer serving me, or I'm in a repetitive, like a self-abuse cycle, like, you know, you're putting up, you shouldn't. The first step is to reach out, isn't it? It's to ask for help. If you are feeling really overwhelmed right now, maybe you're constantly in burnout, and there's a reason for that. Getting help from Sandy, from you know, her heart awakening revolution. You know what I'm like with my words, never really good. You then will have the tools to be able to recognize and improve and heal. And I think it's really important.
Absolutely. And I think it's really believing that it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that when you get into that kind of dark place, you fall into hopelessness. And that's really, and I've been there. I was there for quite a few years, and I know exactly what it feels like. And, you know, when I was in that place, I mean, I would literally pray to die. You know, I was just like, I'm done. You know, I'm done. And something, I mean, a couple of things pulled me out of it, and one was a good friend. And, you know, then I started to move forward, and I knew then that I had to experience that, because that's a place I never want to go back to for anything or anyone. You know, there's nothing in that, really. And once you come out of it, then I think, you know, in your most darkest moments, never has your desire for the light been so strong. You know, it's like a rubber band. You know, you let it go, and then it pings off right into the other direction. And that's how far you can go with your light. You don't know it, but when you've really experienced the toxicity of that darkness, that's when there's so much possibility in that. You know, when you're in the light, you don't know you know what I mean? If you lived it, you've kind of been in, you know, shining your light all your life, and you've never been in those dark places. I mean, I don't think anybody gets through life with, you know, completely living in the light, but you know, it's being in those really difficult situations are the things that make us grow.
Oh yes.
So much, you know, and you got to know what that's like. You've got to know it experientially. You've got to trudge around in it with your Wellington boots on, you know, and get in the dirt and know it. And then when you know it inside and out, then when you come out of it, it's something that those lessons and that learning and that wisdom you take with you, and it becomes yours. It's your lesson, and it defines you, and it defines you in a way that you start to know that you will never visit those places again. You know that you trust yourself, you know, and so in those situations, there's a diamond, but when you're in it, it doesn't feel like it. But I always, you know, I say to my clients, you know, that there is a diamond in there, in the most awful situations, because it's just, you just know you're never going to go back.
Absolutely. Gosh, wow, Sandy, that was amazing. I love that. And that's, if you're sitting here now, and this, you know, it's very comforting to hear that, isn't it? Because if you're going through a really challenging time, you're fogged, you've got no clarity, you can see no end. It's like as if you are stuck running on the spot. Your adrenaline, you're probably living off adrenaline. You're probably in survival mode and fight mode, and just you know, not living a quality of life. There is a way out. There's always a way out. I've very much been on a spiritual journey myself the last, well, I'd say decade, but really vamped up the last 2 years. Self-discovery and self-acceptance, and it's very, very freeing. You know, it's you're unstoppable, and it's limitless when you start to heal and accept your lessons, learn from your lessons and your journey, and you know, not become a victim of it. Although at the time you are, aren't you? It's a strange, but to learn not to make yourself a victim of it, and to help it shape you and grow into a person, so you can help, so you can serve, so you can be the light for many. And I shared a lovely post on my story the other day, and I'm going to forget what it said, but it's somewhere along the line of what you are going through now will one day be a survival kit for someone else. Yeah. And that's very much, I mean, you can't be in a situation like you're, you know, healing, like say, for example, you, Sandy, unless you've been through the darkness to shape you, to make that wisdom, as you say, the wisdom. You know, you have to have gone through something to be able to then serve and help people who have been through similar things, and that's it's amazing. And I call you all earth angels, because I really feel like you were sent here to go through that, to then heal and shine your light. So what about your program? Can you just tell us a little bit about your program now? I know we've talked about everything you do, and how can people get in touch with you? Like, what have you got to offer right now? And if anyone wants to book a call, tell us how they could do that.
So, well, the program will be launched, I think, probably in June now. I'm just doing the finishing touches to it. So the program will consist of 4 sessions. But what I'm going to do as well, eventually going forward, is on my my Facebook group. I'm going to do, you know, group sessions as well. So I'm going to take specific themes that women go through, you know, like shame and low self-esteem, and, you know, people that have been through sort of sexual, emotional, physical abuse. I mean, I want to cover all of these subjects and help people, you know, that if they can't afford, you know, like one-to-one sessions, then that's something that I'm going to start rolling out going forward. So they can contact me through Get Ready to Rise, can they?
Well, if you put your links, so I was thinking, if you put your links in the comments, and people that could direct people to your page, or your website, or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because the group sessions, I'd absolutely love to be part of the group sessions too, because they sound absolutely fantastic. I love how you're doing different, like, should we say, topics, like, just to help. And wow, gosh.
Because I also think as well, when you do things collectively, like when you sit when you're a group of women, all right, you might not be in the same room, but you're holding the same energy. You've been through similar experiences. All you got to do is just to imagine, yourself in, like, holding hands in a group. And when when I do that, start giving the commands to the superconscious, then collectively that whole energy starts to amp up as well. So there's healing there too, because you're all holding that intention for everyone. And the energy is just going to be amazing. It really is. It's like, I'm really, really excited about it. And I don't know, I mean, this is all going to be, I mean, I've done work with groups before, but this is all going to be new, and I feel very guided to do this. And I don't know exactly how it's all going to work. I just know that it is, and I'm pretty excited to see how it evolves. I think it's going to be something that's going to be quite organic. It's going to be something that is going to be kind of led by the divine or the universe, whatever, and it's going to be quite spiritual as well. So I mean, I'm going to bring who I am into it, but it's going to be quite amazing, I think.
Well, Lizzie's coming. I've just seen our lovely Lizzie said that she'll come, and it's the collective energy when a woman, like, as I mentioned earlier on, the divine feminine energy is so strong and powerful. We hold answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we hold the wisdom within us, and when we awaken that and trust that intuition and trust ourselves, we are unstoppable. We can create anything. We can manifest anything. We are the creators. That's what
Absolutely.
we do. Wow, like, it's amazing. Actually, sorry, darling, what were you saying?
I just needed to say this, because I just had this thought when you were saying that. Because we were burned at the stake, like for hundreds and hundreds of years, for being herbalists and being intuitive and for being, powerful presence. And that when you talk about ancestry, we hold that collective consciousness of that. And now we're coming into our own again. Because there's nobody that's going to burn us at the stake. There's nobody that's going to come and knock on our door at 3 o'clock in the morning and drag us out to the square and stone us or whatever. Now we can reclaim that power, in healing our hearts, with, going forward into that new dimension there. This is so beautifully synchronized. It's so aligned. It's the perfect time, and there's nothing to stop it happening now.
Exactly. It's
nothing.
Do you know what I found really interesting? I was at a work meeting this morning, and with a new brand that I'm working with, a fashion brand, and there was a young lad there, 25 years old, very, very spiritual. And we were talking about this subject here, because I was like, I'm going to be on a chit chat with one of my friends, Sandy, and I told her a bit about your business. And he said, he's a very spiritual, a beautiful soul. He said, I'm feeling the feminine energy, and it is so powerful, and it is so beautiful. It's so strong. And he was like, and I praise it. He was like, this was a masculine energy. He said, this is woman's time to shine now. And he said, it's beautiful to watch. And I was like, wow, okay, so we need more men like you in the world.
Yeah.
Left in this feminine energy. And it was really interesting to hear that from a different point of view. I only really work with women, so I don't, and to have that input was just like, right, wow, it's getting noticed. The masculine is converting to feminine. It's amazing. Well, we're not battling with masculine more. We can then absorb that masculine energy ourselves, and we can step into that too. It's a beautiful concept, and it made me think, hallelujah, like, if this is happening, if it's getting noticed, this is our time. It's definitely our time to step into that. It was just a really amazing conversation of strength, and like, it was just like, you guys hold the wisdom. We need to accept men. We need to support you. I was like, Wow, you're nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. And I've come across a couple of young guys, particularly young, do you know what I mean, that have kind of gone through, they've probably been born as star seeds or something, and they've just, they've got it innate within them that they kind of have this inner knowing that, it's like the Dalai Lama said, didn't he, that the world would be saved or changed or something by the Western woman. I think it's going to be changed not just by Western women, it's going to be changed by all women. But I think we are kind of starting the whole revolution.
Yeah.
And we're coming out and I think part of the 3D thing is the patriarch. We're coming out of that now. We're coming out of it. It's old, it's done. It's like, really? I don't see, really, there's another war, come on.
Exactly.
Are you going to keep doing this? It's it's so boring, isn't it? Really.
I feel it. I feel the energy pushing against it. And and when I manifest this, when I meditate, I literally see woman. I see woman leading the way. Woman walking strong. I see it. It's there. I can see it in our future, and we need to. Like Lizzie said, we're coming out of our cage and doing just fine. Like, we can do this. We can lead the way, and it's amazing, the power. And we should all hold that power within. If you're feeling like you're having a moment of weakness, remember, you're a woman. You are strong. You're fierce. You were born to. You were born to rule. Like, it was because the only reason why we didn't is because we were so full of wisdom, full of intuition, that the masculine were really quite afraid of us. They were
absolutely.
We were healing. We were, the witchcraft, all that. It was scary. So we got zipped.
Absolutely. And when you talk as well, you say when I talk, but when you talk, it's just like hearts aligning, isn't it? Really, it really is. It's just totally, and and it was like it went on for centuries, didn't it? This whole kind of the whole zipping thing and the whole keeping women down, and the patriarch was completely in charge. And I know that even when I was a young girl, kind of growing up and being around a very dominant, aggressive father, that it felt like there was so much fear and so much pain and so much anguish behind all of that. And now it really is starting to fall away, because it's not the truth. It's just not the truth. And eventually love will overcome. Love will, authenticity will definitely overcome the darkness.
We'll all stand together.
Sorry?
We'll all stand together. That's all we need, is that we all can stand together. We all lead the way together, with light and love and authentic energy, which we always talk about here, in our light, embracing our differences, because we're living a culture and Instagram at the moment where everyone's looking the same. Everyone is creating, and it makes me sad. And we need to stay strong as women, and with wisdom, the wisdom that we've had, what we've overcome, to lead the way for the younger generations, to be like you can be a woman and in your authentic power. You do not have to follow trends. You do not have to be society's roadmap. We can lead that way, and it's our time to do that for the younger generation. Absolutely, we need to
I totally agree with you on that. Yeah.
Oh, Sandy, I just love chatting to you. I could chat to you all day, and that's why I feel so lucky to have you as a friend, because we have conversations like this a lot, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say as well, this whole thing that you and Sarah are doing, in the group Get Ready to Rise. this is what you're doing is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. We're given this platform, this forum for women to really stand in their mastery and start to own it. And I know with myself it's a sticky process. It's not when you've had all of that conditioning for so many years, to actually kind of really own it and stand in your mastery and stand in your power, you know, with women like you sort of champion, you know, the cause in a way, and creating that platform and that way forward for women to do that is absolutely essential and magnificent. I'm really, and I'm so thankful to the universe for bringing me, you know, to you and Sarah. It's been absolutely incredible. So I just want to say thank you for that.
You know, that is so, and Zara will be sitting here tearful. I know you will, Zara, and that's absolutely gorgeous. I thank you so much for those amazing, kind words. You know, it is our mission to help women and to just be the light for those who are in the darkness, to help overcome. And we've got some fantastic plans and Get Ready to Rise. I've had a big meeting this week, and it's going a really positive direction to help the community, help the wider community, the world, and obviously. Yeah. You know, the girl that we're sponsoring through Plan International, we want to be sponsoring hundreds of girls. We want to be changing, we want to be impacting, and that is our purpose, Sarah and myself, is to impact and to help and to serve, and to help these women and young girls. You know, it's a massive passion. We're so lucky to have found each other to share this passion, but we're very lucky to have found you, Sandy, because I have to say, just having you in my life is amazing, and I know Zara feels the same. It's beautiful. What you stand for is totally aligned to what we stand for, and that's why it's been such a pleasure today to have a chat with you, and I'm sure the audience feel the same, and would love it if you could put all your links in the comments so people can come and join your group or book on with you.
Okay, we'll do.
In your coaching calls and group calls. Thank you, Sandy. It's been amazing.
Thank you very much, lovely. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, have a lovely Sunday.
You too.
Have a lovely Sunday, everyone. Lots of love from my heart to yours.